Alright, so we had to start over the live. I went live a little while ago. I forget I was on my Wi-Fi from home, so I switch over to my B-Mobile LTE now. Alright, so I come out tonight, out on the road, and I just come to do something, a little short talk to the people out here. I know a lot of people watching cricket tonight, CPL action going on, flooding. Some people have been hit hard by some of these floods, this constant rainfall. Over the last 2 days, I see that the Priority Bus should flood twice. Along with other areas, I saw the Sawa Lavanti area was in a mess today too, Sawa Lavanti Road. But most importantly, the thing that will get the attention of most people by now is this video with Fitzgerald Hinds being run out of the Beatum by the residents in the Beatum, by some of the residents, right? As you can see my head in, red, ready, and running. Nice. So before I say what I have to say and what really on my mind, let me make this statement. I am no fan of Fitzgerald Hinds. Fitzgerald Hinds is probably the only person in Trinidad and Tobago that more pompous and more arrogant than Coleman Boot. Good? Nice. Fitzgerald Hinds also speaks a lot of race talk that I don't like, and he speaks it on the platform, and he speaks it, you know, constantly. Anytime you give him a platform, he always has something to say about Indian or the UNC or something along the lines of race. I just have a problem with that. So Fitzgerald Hinds going down in his galoshes, a shirt and a pants, going down in the Beatum in his constituency along with the councillor Aki Lobin, and the residents run them out of there. They say, get out of here, we fed up all you. Right? No. Fitzgerald Hinds. You know what's amazed me with politicians in this country? All it does reach after the fact. You're the MP for the area since 2015. I wonder how much time you ever walk that area. I wonder how many times you ever walk your constituency. Because if you are the MP for a constituency and the constituency underwater, it means you as the MP and the councillor, all you fail the constituency because all you fail to put things in place year in, year out and prepare the constituency, whether it be through the drainage, the water courses, the rivers, for the rainy season that you know coming every year. I just say this on television every morning, and I just feel like a broken record sometimes. This season that we're in right now is not a season we have to guess about. This is a season we know coming. Rohan Sinanan, Stuart Young, and Fitzgerald Hinds sit down in a press conference the other day, and Rohan Sinanan talking about the flood prevention plan that he have to bring pumps, and they're going to execute it in Port of Spain, and if it's successful in Port of Spain, then they will use it in other areas. All they're coming to execute a flood plan, or all they're coming now to prepare for the rain and prepare for the flooding that coming in the rainy season, when you should have been doing those preparations in the dry season, clearing the water courses. To the people that's talking about littering, and I want to make this real clear, I'll come back to Hinds. To the people that are talking about littering, and oh, we need to think and we need to pick up for each other and we need to look at ourselves and we always littering and we always this and we always that, right? Nice. Every river in Trinidad and Tobago bursts in their bank. Every river. Every one of them. Arangwes, El Sicuro, Maraval, Fatima, down here, but like the Maraval River down there, St. Anne's, all of them gonna burst their bank sooner or later. Because I'm very sure if you go to all of these rivers not clean. They're not doing their job. All they're getting paid to do our job. Don't tell me about people littering. If we were so concerned about littering and the government wanted to stop littering throughout Trinidad and Tobago, simple solution. If you strategically place dustbins on the sidewalk, good, throughout Trinidad and Tobago, right? People, I guarantee you, people will stop littering. Because people do things out of convenience. If I don't see if not I, let me just say I, because a man will hold my bottle until I find a dustbin or a garbage bag. But the average human being, if they are walking the road and they just finished this bottle of water, and they look left and they look right and they're not seeing a garbage bin in sight, guess what? They're going to put it down on the side of the road. I guarantee you that. You know why? Because it's not convenient for them to walk with a bottle through Port of Spain or wherever they are until they find a bin. 8 out of 10 people will not do that. But if the government want to spend a little money and strategically place bins in Port of Spain, every corner supposed to have at least 2 bins, or every block supposed to have 2 bins on this side of the road, 2 bins on that side of the road, going straight up Port of Spain. I bet you people will put stuff in the bin. But all they do invest in anything, all they have no, it's like they have no vision, it's like they have no, I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. No kind of innovation, no nothing, no foresight. Case in point, the Minister of Works himself sat in that press conference and said that for 56 years, the drains and the water courses in Trinidad and Tobago, in Port of Spain, have not been upgraded. That's an indictment, sir, on you and your political party. And I'm making that statement because people go ball, you know, people like to ball government come and government go. Which government does come and which government does go more than the PNM? Out of the 56 years he talking about, if you take out Pandey 5, you take out Kamla 5, and you take out Robinson 4, that is 5, and 5 is 10, and 4 is 14. That is 42 years that the PNM had. A lot of it consecutively to upgrade, to show that they have a little vision and upgrade the drainage in Port of Spain. But they never do that. You know why? They was too busy thieving out all the money from the treasury. You understand? So if the Minister of Works, if this Minister of Works, Rohan Sinan, could sit down in a press conference and tell Trinidad and Tobago that the reason why tongue flooding out is because of it 56 years, they never upgrade the drainage and they never upgrade the water courses, and he's still the Minister of Works and the PNM still in power, and we didn't see an election yet for that statement he made there, which is an indictment on his political party and the history of it, then I don't know what we're waiting on again. You understand what I'm telling all you? Every year that is coming, every year the rainy season is coming, every year the same places is flood. So what they're doing every year? Where the money spending? Where the corporation spending their money? Where the Ministry of Work spending their money? Who pocket that going in? It's simple mathematics we're doing here. There's common sense. You don't need a bachelor degree to figure this shit out, dude. You understand, people? Back to Fitzgerald Hinds now. So Hinds going to walk the constituency, and when they started running, he started a ball. I'm going to take this seriously, you know. I'm going to take this seriously, you know. I'm taking this very seriously, you know. Because I here to help people. Well, Fitzgerald Hinds, let me tell you something. You know reach to help people? You can't be serious with me. You know reach after the fact. Where you was in the months leading up to the rainy season, you was walking the constituency to see where's the problems in the constituency, so that when the rain fall, you know what is the potential water courses that could cause flood in the area. Did you walk your constituency months before in order to address that problem, or have that problem addressed with the said councillor that you walk with today? But no, all you're going down in galoshes, your shirt and your nice pants, with your well-groomed Reis, you understand? To go in the people community after they underwater to talk about you come to help them. Help them with what? Help them with what? That flood grant that they have, right? That grant that they have for flood, when your house get flood out and thing, that little $10,000-$15,000 what they have, but that could replace in somebody's house. That could replace anything. It's about $15,000 for a good living room set. All they did to help people. Help them what? Help them with what? Help them with what, Hinds? With what? It's bullshit they on, boy. Bullshit all of them on, boy. You understand why I'm telling you? It's bullshit all of them on. You did to help. Help who? Help all yourself, boy. It's all yourself, always be helping right you, boy. The people must get fed up all you. But then now, I come in at the people too, you know. All they look for, all they get. all you there, look for exactly what you get. All you shouldn't be running him out of the bitam. When he come in the bitam, take the help. But it have an election coming in about a year and a half, and if all you want it faster than that, then it's up to the people to call for it and pressure the government into calling an election so we could go back to the polls and put competent people to run the country. Because we have our boat sailing on the port since July 16th. Thursday coming here will be exactly a month. And the boat ain't sail yet. You understand? That the galleons, what they call it, passage? Can't sail yet. How come? Seabird still under pressure. Tobago people quiet. When you ask them how they so quiet, well, we don't really make noise, you know. We are tribal. We just stay quiet and we just make we voice heard in our election. Waiting to see that. I'm waiting to see that. I'm really waiting. Galleons passage reach. 2 more vessels coming for the Coast Guard. 2 vessels that according to Nairi Alfonso, nobody else in the world has buy. But we gonna buy it. You understand? We gonna buy it from Australia. With the exception of Australia, who does use those vessels, nobody else in the world do buy them. Because nobody else in the world want them. But we buying them. You know why? Because if you ask the pack of jackasses, they will tell you, because we want to be unique. So we want shit that nobody else is using. You see, but you know, they're going to make me cuss, you know. They're going to make me say the F-word on my life, you know. And I don't want to do that, eh? So, coming back to the Bitam residents, all you look for that. Any problem all you have in all your community is on all you. That's all your fault. Because all you just go and all you just vote PNM over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because you like that. All you like it so. All you like it so. So all you kicking water on Hinds and running him out of the Bitam now. In 2018. When the PNM distressing black people since 1962. If Makandal Daga was still alive, he'd have tell all of that story. You understand? Since 1962. All in now wake up. I wonder if a prince come and kiss all you and wake all you up. You know, like in them fairy tales. However, on the other hand, I must mention that I do not agree with the Bitam residents running Fitzgerald Hinds out the Bitam in the manner that they did. And I'll tell you why. Say what you want about politicians, whether you trust them or you don't, whether they corrupt or they're not. These are the people that hold the high offices in the country. These are the people that supposed to be respectable. These are the people that we have elected to follow. These are the people. These are the people that run the country. Good? And when we start to encourage and rejoice and embrace that level of disrespect, we headed in a bad place. And I know a lot of people may not agree with me, but that's the truth. Because if we could reach the point of disrespecting high officers like the one Fitzgerald Hinds holding right now, he's the acting Attorney General. In the absence of Faris Al-Rawi. Right now, he acting as Attorney General. Right? That's one of the highest offices in the land. And people could kick water on him and run him out of the area. Then, what does that leave for people holding positions lower than the ones that they holding? Case in point, the police. We have to depend on the police to protect and serve. And a lot of people might be left and right on the police service and who crooked and who ain't crooked, and if the police is who they work properly, put that aside. The police service is here to protect and serve, and they are the agents of law and order. Let me put it that way. So if residents could do what they do to Hinds, what they go do to the police and then when the police come in the area? They go be busting shot behind the police. Not that it didn't happen already, but they go do it in a more brazen manner now because we totally lose respect for authority, for any kind of authority. Case in point. You see, we was headed there, you know, and it's people like Ansel Roger and they who responsible for where we are. Everybody making noise. Some people making noise, not everybody. With the thing that the PNM people did, the PNM supporters did, the thing with the yellow sari and pulling off of the yellow sari and saying, you know, violence against women, and a set of women groups and organizations already voiced their opinion on that. And listen, I'm not going to go into that and the religious aspect of that and the Hindu, and I see the Muslims and all agree with, and anytime you have the Muslims and the Hindus agreeing on something, you know something went wrong somewhere. But anyway, I'm just drawing that as an example, right? If the PNM supporters had used any other color than yellow, people might not say nothing. But the fact that they used that yellow sari is an attack on the opposition leader and the leader of the United National Congress, because the UNC is yellow. Everybody know that. And that was strategically chosen. So the PNM would come and butter that up and try and paste a little icing and all kind of thing on it. But it was disrespectful. Good? It was disrespectful to the opposition. It was disrespectful to the Hindu religion and so on and so forth. But let me go back to where this thing started. This thing started with this big jackass Ansel Roger, when he started to disrespect Kamla Prasad Bisesa in the most vile and aggressive manner. When he started to drag effigy of a sitting prime minister through Port of Spain and then make a mockery of the lady while she was the prime minister at the Labor Day march where they had. When it was, boy, it was in 2015, just before the election, June 19, 2015, when he put a spliff in her mouth, in the mannequin mouth, and Papi showed the lady. That is where the jackassness start. It's people like Ansel Roger who still have a voice in this country and who making money off of the labor unions and who shouldn't have a voice or anything in this country at all because of the bullshit that is beyond. You understand? Anybody could really sit down and tell me they could trust Ansel Roger as far as they could throw him. Ansel Roger and them fellas and them just sing for their supper. You understand? And they will sell out their mother for money and power. So to hell with Ansel Roger and everybody that is following him. Because Ansel Roger is the jackass that started to disrespect the office of the Prime Minister. Ansel Roger is the one who sent a message to the population at large looking on that it is okay to disrespect a woman or to disrespect your Prime Minister with the stunts that he pulled when that lady was Prime Minister, whether you like her or you don't, whether it's a PNM or a UNC. It does not matter right now in this conversation. What matters is the acts that were committed against the office that the individual holds. Because an attack on Keith Rowley is an attack on the office of the Prime Minister, you know. Being disrespectful to Kamla Prasad Bisesa when she was Prime Minister is not only an attack on Kamla Prasad Bisesa, it's an attack on the office that she holds. And if individuals are holding high office in this land and people are coming on a daily basis and saying it's okay to disrespect these people in this manner, we'll leave for the rest of the population and the youths to think. Not that it have no authority, not that I could disrespect the police, not that I could disrespect my mother or the teacher in school. You see, that's how deep the rabbit hole let's go. But the jackass and them, when they're doing and they're pulling the stunts and they're doing things of that nature, they don't think. You know why they don't think of the overall outcome? Because they're on the dollar. It's the dollar, it's how fat they could make their pocket. That's all they're studying. It's how much money they go make when they do this. They ain't studying the repercussions down the road. So when the society in a shambles right now, and love and respect and manners do exist, it have a reason for that. It started somewhere. It escalated and it escalated as the years go along. You understand? And we reach a point now where we almost at the point of no return. No return to sanity, decency, honesty. That's where we are. Because everybody in every corporation right now, if they do an audit of every corporation in Trinidad and Tobago right now, they go find millions missing. Billions missing. Not millions, billions. Because everybody corrupt. It's not just them fellas and them on top. It's everybody holding any kind of office. Everything is corruption in this country. Everything. You understand what I'm saying? And to the hypocrites. Some people has really tripped me off, you know. People has been real hypocritical, you know. People was criticizing Stuart Young for messaging Kamal Georges on Facebook to tell him, hey, on top of the situation, with respect to Kamal vehicle being stolen. I could never criticize Stuart Young for that. Stuart Young holding a position where he not supposed to do that. But okay, that's what he not supposed to do because he's a minister holding a position and Kamal Georges is a journalist. And Kamal Georges cannot get preferential treatment because he's Kamal Georges. Right? Because you're compromising his credibility as a reporter, one, and then you're compromising your position as a Minister of National Security. But let's be honest for 5 seconds here now. If any one of us was Minister of National Security and a crime of that nature had been committed against somebody that we knew or we know, we wouldn't pick up the phone and call them. We could be 100% honest and say that we would not engage in any conversation with that person who's a victim of crime that we know and we're in a position to press a button and help them. Chances are, of course we would. Of course we would. 8 or 9 out of 10 people would. So to criticize him for that, to me, is being a hypocrite. So I wouldn't criticize him for that because if I was in the same position and Mr. Voice or Daniel had gotten robbed and I was Minister of National Security and I know Mr. Voice and Daniel, I'd have pick up the phone and say, hey, what's going on, boy, fellas, boy? Because we had to remember Stuart Young doing post-cabinet media briefings every week. Kamal Georges in the room every week. It's reporters talk to politicians. Politicians come into your television station or your media house, whether radio or TV, and they do interviews. And while they're doing the interviews, they get to know them on a particular level. So obviously, if something happens to you, they're going to call you, they're going to message you because they know you. That's just logical. That's just, that's just human nature to show concern. You know what I mean? So, that for me was a non-issue. But back to the matter at hand, Fitzgerald Hinds. Fitzgerald Hinds. Just last week we played a video with some people up in Belmont. Right? Where it was, boy? Belmont. I can't remember what part of Belmont. Anyway, we played the video. And when we played the video, Fitzgerald Hinds responded in that same news story saying that he just walked that constituency. He don't understand how if the people didn't know he wasn't there, it's because they probably wasn't around when he was there. Fitzgerald Hinds. The people who live in that part of Belmont up on that hill don't even like to walk to go home. But you walk through the constituency on a regular basis? Give me a damn break now. Well, I tell you this. Everybody know you was in the Beatum. If they didn't know you was in Belmont and it just walked Belmont constituency, everybody know you was in the Beatum today. I could guarantee you that. You understand? Big shit snake. All of them, all of them is the same thing, Jed. All of them is the same thing. And let me tell you something, There are things going on in this country that people didn't even grasp yet. Oh boy, Lord. It are things to unearth in this country that if the population really know what's going on in this place, It's real sad, you know. You know the saddest part of living in Trinidad and Tobago? It's to live in our country that oil rich. We have natural resources, right? We have oil. We have culture. We have so many. We have great tourist destination. But we don't know how to capitalize on any sector outside of the energy sector. We don't know how to capitalize. And we've not had leaders with a vision. I mean, let me face the reality, right? If the people that we elect to run this country don't have the foresight or the vision to realize that they need to improve the water courses over a period of 56 years to avoid flooding in certain areas in Trinidad and Tobago, if they don't have the vision to know that for 56 years, you really think they have a vision to capitalize on the tourism sector or the culture of Trinidad and Tobago, or to diversify the economy into food production and that kind of thing? You really feel they have the vision for that? Hell no. They ain't even the vision. They ain't the vision for that. 56 years. The water courses have not been upgraded. 56 years. So everybody just sit down, and nobody knew somebody calling to my program this morning, this is Stefan. But you know, I doing research and they're telling you that the sea level rising by 2 inches every year. Okay? If you in government or you in power, it's in your job to know that shit so that you know how to prepare your people for the years, for the next year, the year after that, so you're always constantly doing work in order to improve your infrastructure and make things more efficient so that you could avoid situations like that. Of course it is. But nobody doing the job, you see. Nobody doing the job. So if they did not have a vision for that, they would not have a vision to diversify this economy. So they will always be dependent on the energy sector until all the oil and natural gas done. And then they go scratch their head and scratch their ass and say, but wait now. We need to figure this shit out now. And by that time it will be too late. But the saddest part about living in Trinidad and Tobago is to live in a country this wealthy. And the people don't even know how wealthy the country is. You understand? All you understand what I just tell all you? We are living on an island. Twin island, Trinidad and Tobago. An island that is by far the richest island in the entire Caribbean. Good? We have more resources than every other island in the Caribbean. Yet we are the most backward in everything we do. We have so much money and so much wealth that we're not supposed to have 80% of the problems that exist in this country. Because we have the money, we have the financing to fix everything. And the thing is, the population does not know how much money Trinidad and Tobago has. Because in no budget in the history of Trinidad and Tobago has the government presenting the budget ever said to the population, this is how much money we made last year. And this is how much the budget was last year, and this is where the money went, so that we could see where we money spent. They don't ever tell you how much money the country have. They just always tell you how much money the country don't have. Because somebody always thief it out. Well, guess what? If somebody always thiefing out the money, how come we still have? I used to tell you how much money we have. That every 5 years, a political party could come and tell you, they over there corrupt. They thief out all the money in the treasury. But we still have money to spend. You understand? That is how much money we have. And the people in this country that defending the bullshit and want to make excuses on a daily basis for the shortcomings of the party who in power, robbing the children from the wealth of this country and benefiting from it. You understand? We supposed to be like little Dubai. You see how people living in Dubai? We supposed to be so in Trinidad and Tobago. If people only wake up and understand how rich this country is and could face the reality and the facts that just a small portion of people so feeding off the wealth of this land. Boy, I don't know when people go wake up to that reality now, but that is the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So here we're going on. All you could stay red and ready. Well, and if you're Fitzgerald Hinds, you could run, but you can't hide. You understand? And don't expect anybody in any top office in this country to get locked up. Don't expect any politician to lock up anybody from the opposite side. It just won't happen. They are all part of the same circle, wielding the same power, and corrupt the same way. And they have their little organization going on top there. It have the puppet masters that pulling the strings. That is all you know who that is. And they pulling the strings of all the little puppets down here. But you see all the little puppets down here? They pocket fat. And if they pocket fat and they are the puppets, just think about how fat the pocket of the puppet master is. And then all you go understand how much we really being robbed in this country. So, just a little recap. I want to state clearly, while I am no fan of Fitzgerald Hinds, and while I understand the frustration of the people on the bottom, which would have led them to the actions that they dealt Hinds today, only look for that because they're sleeping for too many years. And I still don't feel all they wake up. Because I feel in a year and a half time, if they call an election in the morning, all they're going back and forth PNM. Right? So, you know, while I understand all of this and all the politics and whatever, I do agree. I do not agree and I condemn the actions of those residents today. It should never have to reach to that. You understand? Every 5 years, you are given the opportunity to elect your representative. And if you, every 5 years, keep electing wrong, that is on you. And you shouldn't treat the man like that. So, I tell you what, I go on, enjoy the rest of all the night. Tomorrow morning, we'll break this down on Breaking Dawn again. And, you know, hopefully the good Lord will bless us with some sunshine tomorrow so that all the emergency agencies, whether it's the ODPM or whoever, the corporations, the Ministry of Works, whoever, all of these units could be out and we could get working on some sort of solution to the problem. Alright, because if the rain keep falling, we're not going to get to fix the problem because the problem going to keep coming at us with our rainfall, our constant rainfall. So let's hope we could be, let me just hope and pray. That's all we could do at this point. Right? Me personally, outside of praying for them to fix the flooding, I praying for them to call an election. You know what I mean? So, have a nice night, people.